Gopal from Delaware talks about Swami Vishnu-devananda at the 50th anniversary of the Shivananda Yoga Camp.
Just such a nice talk. The last thing, remember the Weekly World? The Weekly World, the National Record, but the Weekly World was fake. Absolute fake. When those guys that made that newspaper, you buy it in the IGA in the stores, shopping centers. You know, people buy that thing. They had a good run of it for 30 years, and when it was over, I read the article, I saw them on the internet or something. These guys said it was a lot of fun, but it was fake, and they were the people that they saw the UFOs, they saw Elvis Presley after he died, and they have a big story about it. Nobody ever sued him, but it was fun to listen to. Swami Vishnu in the 80s got a hold of one of those Weekly Worlds. Oh my, I'm like watching him read this, I thought, oh my God, hey, you don't want to read that thing, it's trash. He reads it, and they had this little UFO from heaven, and I mean, it's all just an ET, it's from the 80s, and it's kind of fake, but nobody said anything. He turns it around and gave what he thought about Atlantis, the Bermuda Triangle, all the esoteric stuff, and if the Weekly World wasn't there, he would have never brought it up, and it was like, wow. So he talks an hour and a half about things he knows about, and it was like, and the last thing, well, we got 10 more minutes or so, but he was a diabetic that didn't take care of himself, and he had so much to do and not enough time, and he ran his body into the ground, and that's just who he was. Just who he was. And this Raymond Moody was here last month, and he told me off to the side, he says, they went out, and Raymond Moody's big about reincarnation and different things, and he's a doctor and blah, blah, blah. He has 2 PhDs. He gave a talk here last month. Heard of the man, never met him. I took him back to the airport, he and his wife. He was saying, you know, we were there in the 70s with him, out on the boat in the Bahamas, and he liked the sweet stuff. And he liked it more when you read them because how much you liked them. So he had the best of everything as far as the chocolates and everything. And this guy said, this stuff's pretty good. And there was a bowl of it. He could eat as much as he wanted. And he just said, he looked over at Swami Vishnu. Well, he enjoys it. Swami Vishnu's looking over at him. Well, he enjoys it. Well, everybody's happy. And Raymond Moody was, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, 15 years ago for sure. Very, very big deal. And a lot of good times, a lot of hard work, but I always work for a living. I come up here for 2 weeks or so and then went back. Now I'm up here, I do films for them, and we pull stuff out of the archives. And Swami Durgananda said, I really like watching it. She's the only one that's got time to watch all this stuff. And it's there for when you retire, and you've got time. It's all on the internet, it's all on YouTube, and there's more to do. And I think this is my last year, 7 years of it. And it's enough. You put it up, and then that's enough. And watch that. And what this Swami Shankarananda said, he got everything. And he was a Swami here in the 80s and 90s, blah, blah, blah. And he said, it's going to take a long time for me to watch this. He's got 3 children. I said, you've got the rest of Kali Yuga to look at it. It's just a lot, but it's transcendental. It goes on forever. That's the truth of it. And that's who these people are, and they came at a mission, and they came at a time when we knew them. And do your practice, and he said the world's going to be run by the mafia. Do your sadhana. Keep your head above water. Do the best you can. But he gave us a path, and he gave us a path for the future, and he could see everything. But you got to go do it, because he was an old man. But, you know, we lived to be 90. 1993. I think he was 67. That was it. But he didn't care. He was going to burn. He was going to do his thing, and that's it. Better to burn out than fade away. That's Vishnu-devananda. He did not care. So would you guys like to talk? She was at the very first coffee, right? In the 80s. You guys sit behind you. She knows. They're all Gayatri's buddies right there. So you can come up here and take my spot.
So we say 5 minutes.
Gayatri was my student, and she didn't have anything to do. She just got her master's. I said, well, I paid, I don't know, the way it worked out, she took my ticket. She come up here and he told her in Delaware, you need to come to Canada and learn yoga. Come to find out, when it was all shook out, she was there at the end of his life for the last 3 years of his life and took care of him. She's always in the movies around everything. She was there for the last 3 years of his life, and she said she went to India 8 times. But he told her, he said, you need to come up there and learn yoga.
And the reason she's not here today is because she's here with her own father. She's home with her own father.